Are you embarking on the journey of building a brand new house or a remodel? If you are, let me help you. My name is Poonam Patel, and I am the founder of the Urban Loop Studio, where we have earned 5-star reviews from all of our previous clients. I want to show you some of the work that we do, some of the problems that we solve, some of the value that we create for our clients, and how you can too have and experience the luxury of a dream home, just like our satisfied clients. First, I want to walk you through a couple of before and after pictures of what a typical build would look like on your left-hand side versus the design that we implement into the space and what it can look like once we're done with it. So on the right-hand side here, you see a completely different look and feel of the space. So again, on the left, if your space needs to be freshened up, we can certainly do that. And if you want to go for a more upgraded look and not end up with just going with some random builder or random designer and ending up with the look on the left, this is where our clients highly value our skill sets, where they're looking for an updated and luxurious look that helps them feel good in a space that actually accommodates their lifestyle, accommodates enough storage for all of their belongings, has a high level of functionality, including being able to use spaces for dual function. Perfect example in this space right here, we've completely have been able to transform the space, starting from the focal point, which is the fireplace. We've replaced it with a Negro Marquina stone, which has this beautiful upgraded look, luxury natural stone look. And then we've also raised the ceiling. You can see here before it just kind of looks like a apartment style living. And when you raise the roof and vault it, it gives it a more luxurious look and makes it look more elegant. We've included built-in cabinets from the floor to ceiling on both sides, which were previously not there, allowing the clients to stow their prized possessions, their belongings, and even a TV, which was previously located in front of this window, blocking a lot of natural sunlight from entering the living room. And below the TV, we've been able to create a louvered cabinet door look that allows the signal between the devices and the remote to go through, while also concealing all the wires and all the equipment. You can see we've also added some cabinet puck lights that help accentuate and make this whole wall look like art. Now, before, where this faucet was, there was a wall that was blocking the living room from the kitchen in this previous space. And now the client is able to cook and entertain while feeling like a cherished hibachi chef instead of his back face to the guest when they're entertaining in the space, almost like a servant or a catering, somebody who works in a catering crew. This way, the client has now the ability to share his passion and his talent for cooking and still be included in the social activities while they're entertaining. On the right-hand side here, we have added a multi-panel sliding door that opens out to the beautiful landscaped pool and barbecue area, which is perfect for entertaining. Previously, there was just this window here that was blocked by the TV and nothing special. Another great example of how a great designer can help you transform your space is by just letting the designer know exactly what you want, what you like, and what you want. Like, let us be the translators of your vision. So typically, a client will let us know what their design style is, what materials they like, what functionality they're looking for, how they utilize the space, and we just be the translator for them and show them a design that works for them and their family. Here's another example on the left-hand side where we've completely refreshed the look and functionality of this space. Here's another example where we've taken this plain Jane pedestal sink and toilet and made it look into a more relaxing place to powder your nose, especially for guests when they're coming to freshen up after a meal or freshen up right before arriving to your house. We have this beautiful bronze tinted mirror, dual layered on top of this beautiful mirrored tile, which creates this very luxurious look, especially around this crystal chandelier. Here's a staircase at an entry where we've replaced a lot of the materials and upgraded the look for a more inviting feel and more upgraded look while also functioning a little bit more safe. On the left here, we see a pool bathroom that is completely dated with brown on brown on brown with your standard size mirror. Not enough functionality for storage for all of these things on top of the counter, as well as the clothes hanging everywhere in the back. On the right-hand side, you can see that we've completely updated the look of the house, of this restroom, and the client is very happy with it. Same thing in this restroom. Here's another bathroom that we did. On the left, you can see that it has minimal functionality. It has a dated look. And on the right-hand side, you can see we've made the cabinet drawers a little bit more functional for the size of the things that were actually belonging in here, which allowed us to add a lot more drawers and even some cabinets. And we pulled it all the way up to the bottom of this window, allowing us to utilize this space while also getting rid of the clutter. Not to mention the upgraded master vanity area. Here's another makeup area that we've been able to update. You see all this clutter? We used the same strategy of reducing the height of the drawers, which allowed a more accurate size for the things that were being stowed, which allowed us to put more drawers and even utilize the other side as well to 2x and double up on the storage situation. We also realized that the mirror situation and the lighting wasn't optimal for the actual functionality of it. So we've also upgraded that by taking out this window and maximizing this mirror so that the light from within the room is being reflected and back on while the client puts on makeup and gets ready with these beautiful accent wall sconces that are also made out of crystal. Here's another before and after image of our restroom. This is a very dated brown on brown look. For a master bathroom, very, very disappointing to walk into, not preferable. This is not how anyone should be waking up in the morning. And so what we've done is completely remodeled it by adding a larger window to allow some more natural sunlight in, while also swapping out the glazing for privacy glass and adding landscaping on the back to reinforce the privacy, security, and connection to nature. This is a great way to wake up in the morning. We've also lightened up the colors and included some white tile to brighten up the space and make it look larger. What's not showing in here is that we've also vaulted the ceiling. Here's that ceiling that we were talking about. We've certainly vaulted it, which allows more natural sunlight to come in from the skylight that was placed in. We were able to maximize the storage from this one skinny tall piece to a much wider piece. And over here, you can see a portion of a little door that you can open up and toss your laundry into a basket that sits on the other side within a closet. This is a design strategy that we came up with to help create utilization when we don't have the space for it. This is a view of the other side. Are you excited about the possibility of what could be after looking at all these before and after pictures? Here's another example where we've transformed this French country aesthetic to meet our clients' desire for modern chic with a little bit of hot pink. These are the most common problems that clients face when embarking on the journey of building a new house, finding a new house, or even remodeling one. Most homes lack functionality. They have a dated look that makes everything feel gloom. There are poor storage solutions. The floor plan is poorly thought out and doesn't work with the lifestyle of what the clients need. Some clients have difficulty making decisions and they don't know where to start and are victims of analysis paralysis who just simply need help getting started. Other common problems is that some clients just need guidance on the process and need to know where to start because this isn't an everyday journey that most people take. Although becoming more and more common, people need guidance on the process and where to start. Other common problems is that many mistakes are made just because of how unfamiliar people are with the process and how to transform their space, and they just need an expert. Some clients don't have time to attend to the project themselves. They're so busy with work. Some people are just not having their current needs met, even after spending hundreds of thousands of dollars on a nice house on the MLS. This is when a new model or new build come in handy. Sometimes clients just don't feel like they're at home. The home doesn't match their lifestyle, doesn't match their needs, doesn't allow them to entertain the way that they want, doesn't allow them to relax that they want. There's also budget challenges that are other common problems that clients face. The lack of clarity on design, the cost, the trust, on who to trust, the lack of knowing what credentials to verify, and not understanding enough about warranty all are potential roadblocks in a client being able to make their decision. So other clients feel anxious and uneasy when inviting family and friends over from knowing that the house could be more presentable. Sometimes people feel self-conscious when they invite people over. Some clients don't even understand that there are different kinds of designers that they can choose from. Some are more prescriptive and some are more client-centric. Not being familiar with the process is another issue, and not being educated around it. They don't realize that every floor plan is for you. It's kind of like Cinderella's glass slipper. Does the floor plan meet your lifestyle and your needs? People don't know how to make sure that the process that they engage in will meet their budget. And so then they end up compromising. There are insufficient room sizes. Some people want a king-size bed and end up getting bamboozled by looking at the square footage and number of rooms in the house, only to realize that a king or queen size bed actually doesn't leave enough room for any other activities in the room. There's insufficient natural sunlight, there's not enough views out, all poorly allocated spaces, there's not enough storage, there's no consideration about the furniture that needs to be placed in the space, and the look and feel just doesn't vibe with your lifestyle. These are all common problems that most clients have. And the most common options that people have are to either do it themselves through trial and error with an attempt to save money, or they'll hire a draftsman that will get the job done, but then end up looking like the before images that we just got done reviewing. You can hire a builder who may have a little bit more expertise, but at the end of the day are going to default to hiring the draftsman, again, resulting in a project that looks like on the image to the left, like the left here. Again, do you really want to spend all that money to result in a look like this on the left? No, most clients don't. And that's why they come to hire professional designers to help them create, design, and floor plan to get them to where they need to go. The other option that people have is to hire a licensed architect. Most licensed architects work in the commercial world and very few in residential. And the few that work in residential are highly skilled and come with proportionate fees of up to $200,000, if not more, per home. And so where we like to offer a service is in the niche in between. We like to create a great product, a great design with value, a niche that has yet to be filled. So if you're wanting to get it right, if you are wanting to get it right on the first try, if you want to work with people who have the ability and foresight to detect potential problems and solve them before they cost you any time or money, if you want to include value add, if you don't want to be the guinea pig and experiment of other people, non-professionals on your project and making you pay for it, then you need to consider this alternative option. You want somebody who has creative solutions, that has ideas on how to help you on cost savings, and you want somebody who has the ability to take preventative measures. We're certainly not the cheapest, so if that's what your priority is, you're certainly welcome to go seek out a draftsperson or a builder. However, if you really care about the space that you inhabit, especially when working from home these days, a lot of people spend a majority of their time at home. So we would highly recommend you to keep engaged in this presentation. If you value your experience at home, we welcome you to join us for the remainder of this presentation. One of the main reasons why projects fail is that there's lack of design planning. People are not getting enough bids. They're not getting educated up front. They're not familiar with the process. They're letting the fear of the unknown drive themselves, not hiring the right talent, not budgeting enough to match expectations, not setting the expectations, not being upfront about important details, not being realistic about the budget, experiencing budget challenges, hiring people that are not trained in asking the clients the correct information that will yield in client satisfaction, translate a client's desire into the built form, cater to a client's needs and only train to do one thing over and over. The client ends up with the short end of the stick, overpaying and not getting the value out of it when hiring just anyone. And finally, failure to recognize that extra knowledge and skills like psychology, communication, technology, building science knowledge, physics, and chemistry all combine to create the perfect energy efficient home is needed, not just a draftsperson who can draw lines. So who do you want to trust with your most expensive asset that you own, which is your home? Some Joe Blow, some chuck in the truck, the lowest bidder. You don't want to end up in this situation where you're stuck with poor craftsmanship, costly mistakes, having to redo stuff, wasting materials, time, ending up with unpleasant results that you have to look at every single day, dealing with wasted dollars, and ending up with high energy bills. Are you going to hire somebody that's going to yield all of that, or somebody who's a professional? That's the most important question that you need to ask yourself. Here are the solutions and services that we offer. We have the ability to design the exterior of your home, the interior of your home, and even help you select the furniture. Within the exterior design, we will help you come up with what the floor plan will look like, what the exterior walls and roof and your major systems will look like. Major systems meaning structural, electrical, mechanical, plumbing. We'll then transform your design into floor plans that can be priced out and permitted. We'll also help you select all of the materials that will eventually get applied to each surface, from the floor, wall, and all the way up to the ceiling. Then, once we obtain the permit and pricing and all of that is approved, then we can begin and proceed into construction where your dream home comes to life. Once the exterior design is completed, some clients, actually most of our clients, can choose to continue to keep us on board to help them figure out how each room is going to be designed. And the most of the interior design work will happen in areas where there are bathrooms and kitchens. So in the kitchens, we can begin to design how the cabinets and countertops and islands, appliances will all lay out on and how they'll be configured on the wall. And from there, we'll begin to select the materials that'll be placed on these surfaces as well. Like, are the cabinets going to be paint grade? Are they going to be stain grade? What color is the backsplash? Is it going to be a tile? Is it going to be another material? And so once we do that, of course, we'll work with the contractors to get it built. And then finally, some clients choose to hire us on to select all of the furniture that will eventually belong in their home in each room. We want you to think about design services as an investment, not as a cost. This is something that can impact your health, wealth, and relationships. How? Well, let's look at this example here. On the left is the floor plan of a home, and on the right is how we transform the home. And just by implementing these 12 strategies, we were able to help the client improve the value of their property from 27% to 137%. So when you zoom out and look at the big scheme of things, our design fee is covered by the value that we provide. So think of this as an investment and not a cost. The other way that we provide value, and another reason why it's also an investment, is that we're able to save clients time and money by the way that we communicate in our processes. So we're able to communicate our designs in 3D floor plans so clients can get a 100% accurate idea of what their home will look like before they spend a dime on construction. So clients and contractors builders don't have to deal with ripping things out and reinstalling them, because there's the issue of uncertainty has been addressed, because we're laying it all out. We're helping the clients make decisions, and we're also showing them on the right how the materials will look when placed next to each other and installed, and exactly where those materials will be applied on which surface. And so having all of these decisions and these processes decided up front certainly helps the client save money and time on the project by not having to rip things out and redo them. When it comes to our process, we have a very strategic process. This process has allowed us to earn the respect and trust of our clients, where they have left us 5-star reviews. We want to first be sure that our clients understand what all of their options are, what the pros and cons are, so that clients can make the best choice for themselves. We want to empower our clients to make the best decision, because we only want to work with people who truly understand and respect the value that we provide. So our first step is helping our clients understand the process, what their options are, what the pros and cons are. And we do that through our ebooks, our master classes, and all of the research that we offer, and all of the tools that we offer for purchase and for download on our website. Once our clients feel like they've got a great bearing on everything and have done their research, we will begin the onboarding process where we begin to really sink our teeth into what it is that the clients want, what they love, what they don't want, what their fears are. And from there, we begin to take those pieces of the puzzle and begin to sculpt them and reform them into a floor plan that works for our clients. Then we move on to the third phase, which is the actual process of creating these floor plans and the design. And once all of that is complete, of course, we begin construction. So our process leaves very little ambiguity, very little uncertainty, exterminates and extinguishes all of our clients' fears, and addresses all of their concerns so that they feel comfortable moving forward with the projects that we design. Our success rate is 100% when it comes to our clients onboarding and completing their projects. It's unbelievable and a remarkable feeling to know that we have been able to serve our clients. So let's give you a few details about the education portion. Here are the many ebooks that you have the option to download on our website. We understand that time is of essence and not everybody has a lot of time to do the research. So at minimum, we recommend these two ebooks. One is the questionnaire and the other is the Dream House Vision Board exercise. Both are complimentary when you sign up for your complimentary 15-minute consultation. Within the vision board exercise, we begin to create and collect a series of photos that help us understand your vision of your home. The questionnaire is actually a workbook style format and allows us to take a deep dive into what it is you're wanting, what it is that you like, what it is you don't like, what your needs are. Then we also have a webinar masterclass that's available to attend on a reoccurring basis, where you'll learn pretty much everything step by step, what to expect, what your advantages are, what to look out for, and basically all the details of how to get it done, from design, drawings, selecting materials, to the construction process, and even cost and budgeting. For those who like to know the details of our design process, here is a very cute and informative infographic, which allows the clients to see on the top end what our responsibilities are, what our tasks are, what our process is, and below what the client responsibilities are to provide us, the design team, what we need in order to move forward. Once construction starts, it's going to be a roller coaster. This process, I'm not going to sugarcoat it. Remodels and new builds are extremely exciting, extremely adventurous and awesome. And the timeline of it and the complexity of it allows for a lot of things to go wrong. Now, we've seen it all and done it all, and so we know exactly where those pitfalls are, and we know exactly how to manage them. So we're not going to sugarcoat everything and say everything's going to be perfect, but we are going to say that we are very adept at being able to respond to these situations in a way that results in a successful outcome. Our testimonials are 5 stars across the board. Just Google us and you'll be able to see all the 5-star reviews that our clients have left us. From Yelp to Google to anywhere we are online. So please take a look at those and truly try to understand what other clients have experienced so that you can experience the same. Our credentials, especially mine, backed by dual degrees in architecture, a bachelor's of science in architecture and a master's in architecture from the University of Houston. So this is our proof that we have done our due diligence, love what we do, and are a viable option and a trustworthy option for handling your most expensive asset, your home. Be very, very careful about not hiring a draftsperson if, in fact, they just don't have the skill sets and the knowledge to provide what we provide. You'll end up with, sure, a house, which you can call a shelter, but it's not going to give you exactly what you need. We're very ingrained and embedded in the community, from the AIA being from serving as the vice chair at the Dallas Builders Association, being involved with the American Institute of Architects, being involved with the Dallas Independent School District, and volunteering our time, really tapping into our community to understand what the needs are for not only our builders, our clients, but also our future generations who aspire to enter the field. We've also been published in magazines, newspapers, and invited to be speakers on a national and international level with the World Service Expo, as well as being a TEDx speaker. This, by the way, was an amazing opportunity. It was so awesome. Definitely a highlight in my life. So we're very involved in the community and really want to show and share the value of what the options are that a lot of people are just not aware of and losing out and missing out on these opportunities. Designing your dream home really doesn't have to cost the stars and the moons. You're already really paying for it on the MLS. You just don't know what to look for. One perfect example is if you're walking into a $700,000 or $1 million home, you should not be seeing faucets and plumbing fixtures from Delta or Moen. That just means they are giving you a misconception of luxury because you paid that much, but the products that are actually installed are not. And guess who overpaid? It's not in your pocket, it's in the builder's pocket. So you have to be very, very careful and be careful to hire who you hire, because just because designers up front may seem like a large cost, but in the end of the day, the amount of money that designers save you and what we protect you from outweighs 10 times the situation that most people end up with when not hiring a designer, just because we know the ins and outs. I'll tell you a story about one of my clients. The contractor had installed 3 studs instead of a column. And the client didn't know what the difference was. And because the client had had a relationship with this builder, didn't really flag it or, reprimand the contractor. But then, I showed up with the drawings and said, hey, our structural engineer said that there needs to be a post here. We need to replace this. And after 3 times of having this conversation, the builder kept saying that they replaced it. And in fact, I found out that they didn't. You want to know how I know? Because I got on my hands and knees on the floor. There's a gap between the concrete and the gyp board. So I took my finger and I took the rubble out, and sure enough, I see 3 lines indicating 3 studs. They had never replaced the post. The reason why this is so important is because the column post has a strength of 12 studs. And on a 2-story building, that's when you begin to see warping happen and potential collapse. And I certainly don't want my clients to have their 2nd story fall on the 1st story. And this kind of level of protection is just not realized up front when making the decision to hire someone. So a lot of our clients love to keep us on board throughout construction to be their representative and be their expertise, be a viable source to protect them and protect their investment. As I mentioned earlier, this is an investment, not a cost. And so these are the most popular packages that we offer. There's the basic, the luxe, the high roller, and the ultra. Now, although we've stated prices, these prices fluctuate and are actually representative of ranges just because the market has been changing with labor shortages and material spikes in cost. And so certainly when you schedule your consultation, we'll have a more in-depth conversation about what the reality of the numbers are. But in this moment in time, these are fairly representative of what's going on. And within these packages, there are more, there are options that you can opt in for. So the Ultra obviously includes the as-built if you're doing a remodel, and inclusive of like the survey study and all that for new builds, drawings in order to obtain permit, all of the engineering drawings that you'll need, like the structural engineers, and then of course the interior design and even the decor. Our most popular package is One Notch Down, which includes everything except for the decor. And there's also the number of site visits once construction starts in order to help manage your project if it's the case that we're not doing the construction for you. Here's a typical pie chart of the last few projects that we've completed. We did an average to see what the breakdown is, and we found that the labor is usually 25, 27%, sometimes 30%, and the materials is double that. And the materials will fluctuate depending on the quality of materials you select. So just know that this kind of fluctuates a little bit. Most contingencies are 5%. These are things for unknowns. For example, if you're doing a remodel and you rip out a wall and you realize there's termite and mold damage, and so we have to go in and mediate that, right? With our process, we've been able to shrink that number down and be a little bit more accurate by 1.9% instead of the 5%. And then our management fee ranges around 10% to manage everything in terms of the design, the drawings, selecting the materials, all of that, of course, depending on which package is selected. So how to create your estimate for your project. To create a preliminary, just to pull a preliminary number, a good number to start with is $250 a square foot multiplied by your desired square footage. And that's how you can end up getting a preliminary budget. Now, there's a lot of tactics that we use in order to help meet your budget or reduce it. Our first strategy that we use is to spend most of your budget on the more important areas of the house, like the living room area, master bedroom area, the kitchen, all that. And choose to spend less of the budget on areas that are not utilized as much, like the guest bedrooms. The second strategy that we can choose to use is learn how to create dual functionality in spaces so that we can reduce the square footage of the floor plate, what will help you stay within budget. The third way we can help clients reduce their budget and stay within budget is to replace some of the materials that we're choosing to use and swapping them out with slightly lesser expensive materials. That will help clients meet their budget. And then the last one is one of the things we like to do is just go all out and design something that the client wants. And from there, once the budget comes in all itemized, then the clients will then have the choice to scale back and see what they want to cut out. We are now also offering a payment plan through Synchrony. So here you can select, you can go to this website, type in your budget and your payment plan, and you can choose exactly the payment plan that you want, or you can work with us and just choose a payment plan through us where you're paying at certain intervals of the design process. We have an area for questions, so please comment below any questions that you have that I can answer. And we also have some questions for you. What are your pain points? What benefits or not features are you looking for? What problems are you looking to have solved? What are some of the challenges that you are facing when it comes to making a decision? What do you hope to have gotten out of this experience when it's all said and done? How do you want to feel when it's all said and done? How did you find us? And why did you pick us? I want to thank you so much for taking the time to viewing what your options are here that we have to offer. And just remember, in the realm of painting, beauty is what makes the work of one artist worth 100 times more than the work of a lesser artist who used the same amount of raw materials. Designers are like that too. Thank you so much for taking the time. Again, we look forward to answering any of your questions, and we certainly look forward to seeing you on a Zoom call. Do not forget to download your free resources on our website, check out our masterclass, and when you're ready, we'd love to see you on your complimentary consultation by clicking the link below and scheduling a call with us. We look forward to seeing you.